Let's talk about an exciting cloud stock that had the misfortune of coming public last September. Right as that IPO window was slamming shut because of the WeWork thing. It's called Cloudflare. Here's a company that helps businesses run their websites, make them more secure, enhancing their performance, and rolling out a bunch of different content delivery services into one seamless platform. This is exciting. Shortly after Cloudflare became public, stock spiked from 15 to 22, but then the cloud stocks went out of style, dropped back to 14.50 in October. Since then, the stock's been steadily working its way up back to 17. That's where it closed today. But the company's doing great. Cloudflare just reported some excellent numbers last Thursday, bullish guidance for the next quarter and the full year. Yet the stock couldn't get any traction. It's actually down since it reported. So is Wall Street making a mistake here, or is there something I'm missing? Let's take a close look with Matthew Prince. He's the co-founder and chairman of CEO of Cloudflare. Get a better read on the quarter. We're excited. Mr. Prince, welcome to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Booyah.
Here we go. Booyah. This is your first time on, so I want to give you the floor for a moment to talk about what Cloudflare does and why it's different from other people in the space.
So Cloudflare is the service that makes the modern cloud possible. What we realized 10 years ago when we started the company was that the internet had some core problems. It needed to be secure, it needed to be reliable, it needed to be fast.
Right.
And yet, the hardware that we'd all use, the firewalls and load balancers and WAN optimizers of the past, didn't work in the cloud. There was literally nowhere you could ship a hardware box to box.
Right.
And yet you still needed to solve those problems. And so at Cloudflare, what we did is build one of the world's largest networks. We're in 200 cities worldwide in order to solve those problems. And what that means is stopping 50 billion attacks every day for our 2.6 million customers and 26 million different internet properties that rely on our service.
And you've got unbelievable revenue growth, 51%. But what I thought was most interesting is the election, that you guys are big in making the election secure. I think that's a great thing to talk about.
Well, one of the things that we saw in 2016 when a lot of technology companies' platforms were being used to actually subvert democracy was that we could play a role in helping protect it. And so we've worked with different political campaigns and with U.S. both local, state, and federal election officials to make sure that they can use our platform at no cost to keep their services online and available. We couldn't have built Cloudflare without a stable and functioning democracy, and I think it's our duty to help protect that.
Well, I think you made this acquisition, the S2 Systems acquisition in January. That seems to also help the idea of security, which I think is so important. Everyone's crazy about it.
One of the things that we've seen is that there's literally nobody that likes their corporate VPN. I mean, I don't know what you have to use here at CNBC, but it's a pain to actually get it up and running.
Right.
And so what we launched was something called Cloudflare for Teams, which said, how can we use our massive global network, all of our threat data, in order to keep our customers safe online and make it so that you can actually have a positive experience. And what's really cool is we actually launched a version of it for free for consumers that are out there. So if you go into an app store and look up 1.1.1.1, which is the easiest IP address in the world to remember, then you can be safe even as a consumer and use the Cloudflare network.
Okay, so people say, well, wait a second, are these guys just another Akamai? That's not a fair comparison, right?
No, I mean, Akamai is an incredible company, and someone that we've admired for a long time. And I think that what we did was we sort of started with security first and built a network to support that. I think Akamai has sort of seen what we've done, and they're coming around to us. Over time, I really think that there are 5 global networks that are going to matter: Cloudflare, Akamai, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. And those are the networks that if you're online, you've got to be relying on. And I think what's powerful about us and powerful about Akamai is we're the only 2 of those that are independent from the public cloud, and that's what's driving a lot of our biggest customers.
You've got, what, 10% of the Fortune, of the Fortune 1000. That's a huge number of customers. And that continues because you've got large clients, 95 in 2016. You gave us, we don't have the 2019 figure yet. Maybe you can give that to us.
We're up to 550 customers that are spending over $100,000 a year with us. And that includes great companies that are across all different sectors and industries. If you look at big cloud companies that you admire, that I admire, like Salesforce, Shopify, Zendesk, HubSpot, all of these are Cloudflare customers.
Plus, you're now getting consumer packaged goods, which is really the holy grail of what we're looking for.
this last quarter, Mars, which was a huge brand, they signed up for Cloudflare because what they were worried about is, they don't want to give all their data to an Amazon or to a Google, different public cloud providers. So what Cloudflare can do is be that independent network that sits in front of any of the public clouds and lets you as a business not have to put all your eggs in the Amazon basket, because you never know what product Amazon is going to launch tomorrow and potentially be competitive with you. Cloudflare enables a multi-cloud environment in an extremely easy to use way.
Now, you won that versus, say, what Google and Microsoft and Azure?
So what they wanted to do with Mars wanted to do with us was make sure that they were able to easily move between those.
Right, and you say that in all your documents, it's about going back and forth. They can have that luxury if they want.
That's right. Don't get locked in to any one of those public cloud providers. And what we are is we make it very easy to move between that. And what Mars really wanted to do is also replace a lot of their legacy hardware. Ultimately, who we're competing with are those legacy hardware vendors that were selling things that were expensive in terms of a CapEx spend and also expensive in terms of maintaining the people just to make sure those boxes still work every day.
Now, you mentioned Salesforce, which we know has a very good relationship with Amazon Web Services, but maybe they're doing the same thing?
I can't speak to exactly what Salesforce's strategy is, but they've been a terrific customer of ours, and we really have admired them. If you look at where Cloudflare is today, it's almost exactly where Salesforce was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
same revenue, same market cap, same number of employees, and so we're trying to follow in their footsteps, starting with the long tail of consumers and then moving up over time.
Okay, I do want to mention lockup expires Feb 19.
Yep.
Right, so we don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to sell or not. I would expect that a lot of them won't because your stock's so low. But I do want to point that out so people don't say, Jim, how could you not mention that there was some stock coming to the market?
Well, I am not selling any shares tomorrow, and I don't expect to be any time in the short term. And when we've talked to who our largest investors are, they really believe in the vision of this for the future. And there's a lot that we're just getting started.
I agree with you. I wouldn't sell down here. That'd be a big mistake. Yeah. All right. That is Matthew Prince, co-founder, chairman, CEO of Cloudflare. Now, look, I got to tell you, I was thrilled that Matthew came on the show because I think it's such a good story in an era where a lot of people say everything's overpriced. Not everything is. Mad Money's back after the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.